Hey, Suffield, Connecticut homeowners. Are you asking questions about if it makes sense to sell your house? Is it a good time to make a move? Are buyers still buying? Will I even be able to find a house? Get the answers in this month's Suffield's Connecticut Housing Market Update. I'm Stephanie Salerno, a local realtor in Suffield, Connecticut, licensed in Connecticut and Massachusetts, here to give you the latest scoop on the housing market. But first, let's take a look at what's been happening in Suffield. So for Suffield, in January, 8 homes sold, and that's down 11% from January of 2024. 4 new listings came on the market, and that's down 20% from 2024. The sales price to list price ratio was 99.5%, and that was actually flat from 2024. And the average sale price per square foot was $205, and that's up 10%. January's average sale price was $601,000, and that's up 14% from 2024. And the average days on market was 43, and that's down 33% from 2024. January's month supply of inventory is 1.88 months, and that's actually down 19% from January of 2024 and up from 1.2 months in December of 2024. Now, how that works, and you've heard me say it before, but 6 months is considered a balanced market. So anything more than 6 months is a buyer's market, and anything less than 6 months is a seller's market. So at 1.88 months, we're still solidly in a seller's market. Now, before I go any further, if you find this information useful, hit that subscribe button below to receive future Suffield, Connecticut housing market updates. Now, some homeowners, maybe even you, hold back from selling their house because they have some questions that are just unanswered. But a lot of time, their concerns are based upon misconceptions, sensationalized headlines, and not the facts. But often, once they've had a chance to talk it out with their trusted real estate agent and break down the facts, we find that these questions are actually not hurdles at all. If uncertainty is keeping you from making a move, now's the time to get the answer. So today, I want to address the questions that I hear from my sellers out in the marketplace and get some of those questions answered and give you the facts to back it up. So first, is it even a good idea to move right now? If you own a home already, you may be tempted to wait because you don't want to take on that higher mortgage rate that comes with making a move. And I get it. We all locked in at that 2% or 3% rate a couple years ago. But your move may be a lot more feasible than you think. And that's because of how much your house has likely grown in value. I actually addressed this last month in January's market update where I did a deep dive on the equity you've gained in your property. So you may want to check that out. But think about it. Do you know anyone in your neighborhood who has sold their house recently? If so, did you hear what it sold for? With how much homes value have gone up in the recent years, the numbers may surprise you. According to Lawrence Oon, chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, the typical homeowner has gained $147,000 in housing wealth in the last 5 years alone. That's significant. And when you sell, that can give you what you need to fund your next move. So another question I hear is, will I be able to find a home I like? Well, if that's on your mind, you probably remember how hard it's been to find a home over the past several years. But economists are predicting in 2025, it will not be quite as challenging. Data from Realtor.com shows how much inventory has increased, and it's up nearly 25% compared to this time last year. Now, this is a national number, and as we know, real estate is a local business. And what we just saw in Suffield is we're actually down slightly from last year, inventory-wise. But I would also argue that all the economists were predicting that we're going to see the return to seasonality, and we live in New England, and it's pretty snowy out there. So the type of winter we have definitely slows or speeds up our market, and if we have a snowy winter, it pushes a lot of that activity towards spring. I'm very anxious to see next month's numbers because I do predict as we head closer to March, we're going to see those numbers start to normalize and be a little more on par with what the economists are predicting for our area. Now, also keep in mind, we're not an area that's overbuilt like Texas, for example. So our inventory challenges are not going to just magically disappear, especially when we're at 1.88 months inventory. But I will say spring is coming, and we will see a definite uptick in the spring market and hopefully an uptick from what we saw last year, if the economists are right. And even though inventory is low from those pre-2020 numbers, it improved a lot last year compared to what we had been seeing in years prior. And the best part is experts are predicting it will grow another 10 to 15% this year. That means you'll have more options for your move and the best chances you've had in years to find a home you love. Next up, are buyers still buying? If you're worried no one's buying where prices and rates are right now, this could give you some perspective. While there weren't as many homes for sale last year as there would be in a normal market, the National Association of Realtors measured that 4.24 million homes sold in the United States, not including new construction. And the expectation is that that number will rise in 2025. But even, let's just say we only match the number of homes in 2025 that sold in 2024. Let's see what those numbers look like. 4.24 million homes divided by 365 days in a year equals 11,616 homes that sell each day. So now if you take the 11,616 homes, divide that by 24 hours in a day, that equals 484 homes that sell per hour. 484 homes divided by 60 minutes equals 8 homes sell every minute. So think about that. Last year, just in the time it took you to read that, 8 homes sold. That's pretty cool. So let that reassure you, the market is not standing still. Every day, thousands of people buy, and they're looking for homes just like yours. In fact, according to NerdWallet, a record percent of Americans are planning to buy a home this year. And you can see here that this is the highest as compared to the last 5 years. And with mortgage interest rates predicted to finally stabilize a little bit, I think we'll see more buyers jump off the fence and back into the market. So what's the bottom line? Well, if you're interested in selling or just curious what the market looks like, spring 2025 is shaping up to be an interesting time for homeowners in the Suffield, Connecticut market. This market is dynamic, and with the right approach, you can make the most of the spring selling season. So for personalized advice or for more insights on the current market, feel free to reach out and we can help answer the questions on your mind and empower you with the knowledge so you can decide if this year is the right year for you to make a move. Curious what your home might be worth? Click that link below for an instant home value. And if you're worried about buying and selling at the same time, I just want to remind you that it can be done. We work with many sellers just like you and have proven tools and systems to help you make a seamless move. As a local realtor in Suffield, Connecticut, I strive to provide you with the local market insights to help you navigate our market with confidence. If you found this information useful, please give us a like or share it with a friend. And all right, this is your February Suffield, Connecticut housing market update. We'll see you next month.